Welcome to the RevOps Loop Podcast with Maarten and Stjepan, brought to you by Digital Reach and the nonprofit Tech Shop. Get ready to learn about revenue operations, HubSpot, and beer.
Hey guys, welcome to the RevOps Loop Podcast, another episode 10, bit of a milestone. So we're 10 episodes in. Today, the main thing we want to chat through, it's as good a time as any to have a bit of a look back at 2025, look at some of the changes that we've seen within the RevOps marketing world, some of the biggest challenges that came up, and then also use this time to look ahead a bit. What are we expecting? What are we already seeing in terms of developments within RevOps and marketing in 2026? So yeah, want to chat through that, some general trends we've seen, also just some real life examples, right, Stjepan, things that we've seen from clients that we work with that really stood out in 2025 that were sort of indicators of how the industry as a whole has changed. And then looking ahead at 2026. So yeah, with that said, I want to kick us off with, I guess, the main buzzword for the last 2-3 years at this point, AI, and how has AI changed and the impact that it's had? Because I think that's one where every year, unsurprisingly, there's new developments. The role of AI changes, kind of changes the industry. But yeah, curious to hear your general thoughts, right? Just looking back, AI in 2025, what have you noticed there?
Yeah, so AI in 2025 was just like maybe used with people that were like more tech savvy, that were more following the AI in 2024, and then they're more confident how to use it. They like read blogs, they watch YouTube videos and a lot. Now moving to like end of the 2025 into 2026, I think everybody is using it, even just
Right.
for like maybe writing emails, summarizing tasks. Like you can see it like when you go to the meeting, that's just like AI transcript apps that are just like there. Maybe like two people are talking, but like there are 7 apps there. Sometimes
Oh
it's
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, we've had meetings like
And
that. Kind of awkward,
yeah, and
but
then
cool
like,
also.
did you watch the meeting? No, I have my AI summarization. Like I'm good. Like sometimes maybe that needs to be avoided, but overall, like fixing problems with AI at the start of 2025 was okay. I don't think I need. It's not great, but like I think today or end of 2025, I think it's great. So
Yeah,
we'll need to see how it goes to the best. I don't know, but so
right.
far like troubleshooting stuff for clients asking us how we can add AI to our workflows. Is there anything new in AI space? More people
Yeah,
sharing across all platforms. So yeah, what
yeah.
what do you think?
And yeah, no, and I think to that point, right? Like obviously there's different levels of AI usage. But what is definitely true, and I think you alluded to it, is that it's become more and more of a norm in day-to-day work, right? I think that the meeting notes is a perfect example. It's rare to jump into a meeting without an AI note taker at this point, right? The majority will have them. And so that's one of those things where a year and a half ago, perhaps, it would be cool if someone had an AI note taker in there and everyone would be asking, what is this? And what's it going to do? And oh my God, it's so accurate. Not all of that good stuff. Whereas now it's the norm. These AI note takers are there and they spit out the meeting notes afterwards. Typically, you would then also convert this based on, how you action things out of a meeting. It would already format them based on the typical tasking structure within your organization. So I think that's a good example of where it's just become the norm and essentially raised the bar in a lot of sectors as well, where it's things that, again, a year and a half ago was neat. If you're able to use AI to write your end of year review summary within a day, like, hey, how'd you do that? Oh, I used AI. I fed it all this information. Now that's kind of expected, right? Saying, hey, I'm going to take 2-3 days to put a document together, that just doesn't fly anymore. I don't think anyone would accept that. And so I think there are the baseline has moved up, right? Where, everyone is to some degree using it or expected to use it, which is, I think, what we all saw coming. I don't think there's any surprises there, but we all knew like, hey, this is going to have an impact on, what is expected and what are realistic deliverables for some of these more mundane tasks like meeting notes, etc. So that's definitely where,
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's been
and
the biggest
and,
change.
and what's interesting for me is like, as we talk about it's the norm, there's still people that are like, oh, I don't want to touch AI, I don't want to have anything with AI, like I don't trust it, I think it's like
Do you still? I feel like
privacy
I don't hear those
issues.
voices that much anymore, but you still run into
Yeah.
those from time to time, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, let's say I do like a training enablement, and it's like, okay, we can use the prospecting agent, we can use the content remix agent.
Right.
Oh, okay, do we really want to use that? Like, is it not
Okay.
just
Yeah.
like doing something that we should be doing? And then like if it's like, let's say, chatting with an agent for the data that you have, like, oh, can I trust that? Like, it's not
Right.
the issue. I'm trying to explain people, it's like not that you cannot trust the AI. Probably there's a bigger issue is that like you are not sure, can you trust your data? You're not sure
Hmm.
if you can trust the things that you feed into AI and then you get outputs.
Right.
Because we did complex reporting, use AI to solve a lot of like formulas, complex formulas across the sheets and the CRM data, whatever, and it's good. But as long
Right.
as you have the data integrity, okay, and
Right.
like from where you're working. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing it,
And I guess
I'm hearing it less and less, but I'm still
right.
hearing it.
Right. But I guess that would be, and maybe to clarify that, right? Like I guess there's a difference between being reluctant to touch AI whatsoever versus being realistic and a little bit skeptical when using AI, which is good, which is what everyone needs to do, right? Because this is what I'm seeing the most, and it's still I think I don't know I want to say the majority, but working in marketing, MOps RevOps, is that there's a ton of people who almost blindly trust AI at this point. They still kind of see it as,
That's
hey,
the
it's the
second
cheat
issue.
code, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of the right. So that's sort of the polar opposite of I don't trust it at all versus I trust it with my life and just put all the information in there. Whatever it spits out, I take as fact, right? I mean, I think, and I see this with we see this with um, people who are delivering services with clients. Like you can just, it's very easy to tell as well, especially if you're a little bit AI savvy, when there's been that over reliance on AI. And yeah, I think it's that balancing act. I do think obviously the healthy approach, right, is be open to it, be very open to it, because it is the way forward, regardless, right? You have to play around with it, test it, but be skeptical and stay skeptical. So in that sense, I do like it. If like you said, if you're proposing there's this AI agent that can write out your emails, et cetera, and people are a bit reluctant and asking questions like, hey, can I trust this, et cetera, I'd be like, great, you are fit to use this because you're going to ask the
What
right questions and not just copy paste and send out a bunch of dumb
and,
emails at
and,
some point.
and and to spin to your like being skeptical, like, what I'm most skeptical is like when I see job roles on LinkedIn, they're like AI expert, AI master, and
Mm,
those type of things, because like we are just rolling into AI, we don't know where it's
mm,
headed. And like, can you be an expert even if you used it for the last 2 years? Like, can you still be an
right.
expert? Like, the prompt engineering is changing as the models are changing. Okay, something stays the same, but like most of it changed. Now you have skills, you have
Hmm.
projects, you have a ton of new features adding to those AI models, and it's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
skeptical there. So I think
Yeah.
you hit like a note there is like staying skeptical but staying curious. And I think it's whoever is using AI, they need to use it as a lifelong learning, because it's here to
Hmm.
stay. And we are seeing that in
Yeah.
2026. I think moving forward, it will just be embedded in all aspects. Now
Yeah.
GPT has helped, Claude has helped, like health
Yeah.
model. I used it yesterday. My wife gave me like a um, cough pills, and I took two, and I was having a headache. And I pictured like that. I take a picture of the tablets, and AI tell me that it's not for the way that I cough out, And so then I said to my wife, and she was like mad at me, but it was right because now I have different pills and I'm better. So it's yeah,
It's a risky
staying
move, man.
skeptical. Don't trust
You
everything.
chose
Yeah,
AI advice over your wife's.
yeah, and
It's
she's a certified nurse. So
oh man, Stefan, you're
yeah,
playing
but
dangerous
like
games.
she knows what she was doing, but I didn't give her the full information. So I said I had she's heard me coughing bad, but I didn't. She didn't know I'm coughing out. So the pills were
Okay.
for if you're not coughing out. So that it like just speeds up everything. And so like the point of my little side note is you need to give it full information. If you give it like 50%, it will get you there, but it will not give you a correct answer. And that's, I think,
Right.
where you said skeptical. So that's
Yeah.
like marketing ops that you do. Like, okay, let's give it one campaign for 3 months, but you
Yeah.
didn't give it like the previous 2, 3 campaigns that were shorter, the same goal. So
Yeah.
it can give you something, but it will not give you the best answer because you just give it like 3 months
Yeah.
worth of data and not a lot of resources to work with.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So I think, I mean, you mentioned it. AI raised the bar, became more of a norm. There's a little bit of a, I guess two different branches of bad AI usage: people who don't want to touch it whatsoever, and people who then fall in the trap of trusting it with everything. So yeah, skeptical approach is definitely recommended. I think one other thing, and just kind of putting AI aside, as hard as that is to do, 2025 RevOps marketing, other changes and things that we saw. I was thinking about this, and one thing that I noticed also just based on the projects that we've been working on, it kept coming back, is this more and more increased focus on, and this is just an evolving trend of full funnel marketing, full funnel views, full sales and marketing funnel alignment. Now, I feel like this is a bit of a cliche. I feel like almost every year this gets brought up as this is the
Yeah.
shift in marketing, where it's kind of just an ever growing trend, and every year it becomes more and more of a thing. But it's one of those where just looking at specific requests that have come in from client and projects that we've worked on, more and more cases where someone says, hey, I have all these marketing campaigns running. They're great. Don't need your help with them. They're running smoothly. I'm just not sure how aligned they all are. And we essentially need to bring it all into one view, map out user journeys across multiple funnels. So again, is that a new concept in marketing? No. Maybe it's a bit selective, but at least from my side, I have noticed that this is more of a thing. And to tie it to the AI part as well is one of the ways you can see that it's a hot topic is that there's a bunch of AI tools out there that are doing this now for you, right? Plug in all your marketing channels, and we visualize your full journey. So that's definitely one. Not sure if you've seen the same, or if you understand what I'm saying. Sort of that.
Yeah.
That increased focus on bringing all tools together, which is very much something AI can help you
Yeah.
do.
Having
Seems to be more need for it.
everything like combined, so it's not scattered around, and then getting a strategy out of that. Yeah, I think you're 100% there. Other thing than that, I think it's like the shift in 2025 was how people prioritize their tasks,
Okay.
and there's like a good way to it and there's a bad way. So like I think seeing like from the client side and like internal side is, oh, I get this task, oh yeah, like I can knock it off with AI in 5 minutes, but you haven't grasped everything from the task, and then it's like, oh, I will deprioritize it because it's fast, but probably you should like lean in more into it to see what it
Mm-hmm.
impacts rather than like I'll just do it. And I think that ties into how you serve and help your clients. So
Mm-hmm.
with or without AI, I think in 2025, like having more communication, being more proactive in communication, being
Right.
more prepared for meetings. Don't lean into the AI. I know I'm getting back to it, but like that's what I'm seeing. Like every meeting where
Yeah.
when you see people are prepared, both sides, they're not like just going over the transcript or whatever. It's a more productive meeting. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that was the
Yeah.
biggest shift. And
Yeah.
whoever does that in 2026 will probably have
Yeah.
more satisfied clients, more
Yeah.
continued relationships, and that ties
Yeah.
also to like um, when somebody is searching for an agency, for a RevOps agency, they're searching people that work for the agency, not all the other shiny tools that the agency works with. So I think
Mhm.
that's like the shift that I'm also seeing.
So yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because kind of to that point, right, where they're the shiny object and the tools and platforms. Because one other thing, and this is kind of looking ahead, I guess, to 2026 as well, where I think this will become much more of a thing, is when building out new solutions for clients, different tools that need to be integrated together, the full funnel flows in marketing and having that visualized and all of that. One thing that I've been noticing there as well is that it's less about creating a new shiny object platform, something very cool that people can go in and click around. Like there's less of I guess, a decreasing demand for that, and more, hey, these are the tools we use, right? We don't want a new shiny thing that gives us something else, right? No, we want essentially like a layer on top of this that connects everything together, right? I don't want to go into HubSpot if I have a HubSpot account and have an entirely new section created where now I'm able to see, sales insights that I wasn't able to see before. No, I don't want that in a separate section. I want in my current sales process, I want those insights generated at the right times. And so, and I do think that this correlates with kind of the future of CRMs as a whole, right? Where they're going to be less of a standalone hub where all the data comes in and then you log into that hub and see all your data, right? That's kind of how it's, very roughly would work. But that it becomes more a layer of, hey, you have your sales, your marketing, your operations, customer service processes. In all those individual steps, all the data is connected in the back end. It's not a nice visual tool necessarily, right? It's more something that practically having all your processes connected to each other. And I think, again, tying this to some of the projects that we're working on, um, I know with the nonprofit tech shop, for example, we have our Museum Hub product, which is essentially that. It sounds crazy. Oh, Museum Hub. What is it? Is it something I can log into? Nope. It's a layer on top of, in this case, all the different processes that museums have, where it's their marketing, their ticketing system, all donations, all of that good stuff, and connects it all together. It's not a physical thing you log into necessarily, right? It's more of a layer, and I do see more of
It's
these
a
projects.
basically an extension of the tool that you're already using, making
The
that tool
extension and
better,
connecting them. Yeah.
improving it, like similar to like somebody that like knows how to, I don't know, play I don't know, an instrument, but then they have some, like better, I don't know, they buy a better instrument, like more valued, better acoustics, whatever. It's just like improving the overall
I
tools,
guess
not buying new tools, but like
right.
making your tools better. And if the tool is like legacy or whatever, then probably jumping to another, but the value needs to be there, not just jumping because okay, everybody else is jumping to a new tool, but like what's the value, what's the long-term goal, does it help our team, does it help the our company? So that, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm also seeing in
Yeah. And
end of
less and
2025. Yeah.
yeah, and less so of like new tools and new standalone hubs. People really want to get away from that, and not everything needs to be a new platform. It's just more like, hey, can we connect what you already have? Can we build on your existing process and make it easier? I think that's really the main one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And like going over like into 2026 is
it
like
goes
what do
it
you
goes
are
fast. Yeah, 2026.
yeah, yeah, it's so fast. We are already like deep into the 2026, but what's the what's something that you're expecting, like the shifts, the changes that you like you're expecting to see?
Yeah, I think so. That last one is gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a main one. So the tools kind of disappear into the background, and that becomes more of a thing. And so obviously that's then also going to shift in the the type of roles that companies hire. Right? Is you have these, I guess you would call them RevOps engineers, if you want to call it that. Right? Just people who are plugging all the the data into the existing sales and marketing customer success processes, as opposed to companies, onboarding brand new tools and then having to go through an all onboarding process to get new tools up and running. That it's going to be a lot more focused on that. Like, hey, no, we have existing processes. We want to optimize them. We want to make them work. But the way we want to do that is by improving, the current steps, the current tools that we use, by plugging in more data, by connecting this different systems in the back end. And so I honestly think that's going to be a main one. The other main one, and again, we kind of touched on it, right? I don't really know exactly what to expect, but in terms of that AI benchmark being increased, that's only going to further increase, right? So we said now that, okay, meeting notes are the norm. They're no longer the exception. I'm very curious to see at the end of 2026, what else is the norm. I think one of those that's kind of on the cusp, I feel, is presentations, right? I feel like we're kind of halfway there. I feel half the people are very comfortable and they'll put their presentations and decks together essentially using pure AI. I think that's not an end of 2026 thing. That's probably by end of Q1 that becomes the norm, right?
Yeah, like
No
have you heard
something.
about the AI app called Gamma?
Yeah. And actually, I think it was like a week or two ago that I went through one. Like, what did you use? Gamma. I was like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Love
So
this.
yeah, I was like doing a deck for a super admin webinar, and I was like, okay, I have all of it, but do I want to spend time with like creating pictures, doing like styles and colors, and I put it all in Gamma, do a couple of prompts, maybe like an hour, and it's been out like I think like 50, 60 slides. I just like go through, confirmed everything, and it worked. And you like the point you're making is like RevOps engineers. Like I think that's the shift. The job roles will be shifting in technology space. It's like AI ops. I think like AI ops, like people that are like RevOps, but they know AI to the degree. I think those are the ones that become more valuable than just people that are like maybe admins plus some of the knowledge. I think also data specialists, probably data governance, like people that know cybersecurity and more.
Yeah.
Because like right now where we're seeing like when the client asks you, can we connect to this and this? Okay, we can. Now we have 3 connectors to the HubSpot that we use as our CRM. But like, where is that data going? Who is managing the data? Can the data be breached? Whatever. So I think that's the biggest shift. And so it's like just to go that it's not all great. You said regarding like there's meeting notes are like now the norm. But what I'm seeing is like there's a junior hire or there's somebody new and they don't know where to start taking notes. I think we discussed that. It's like they like, can you convert what somebody else is saying to a task, to an action item without AI, to understand why AI is converting this? Like not just trusting the like, oh, Martin said this and we need to do this, but like why did AI converted this to this? So, and I think that is somewhere where the gap is maybe broken. The gap is broken because it's harder to like get that mindset to somebody if they're just like, oh, this thing will AI do for me, this thing, and then they want to do more strategy calls. Like you cannot even do the basic one, and you're thinking that you can do the next steps. I think that's like what
and that's mostly
we'll see, but like it's hard now. Yeah.
Mostly those people that are, and when we were talking earlier about the AI skeptics versus the people who trust AI too much, I feel like that's more of a problem for those folks who are on the latter, right? Who trust AI too much, and as a result, kind of lose that connection with how the work actually gets done. And 100%, I do also think in terms of shifts, and again, already seeing this, I think it will only become more is for a lot of, again, marketing, RevOps, but really across industries and job roles, is that you'll have more of these smaller teams, more senior, more technically capable folks, and then working with a bunch of tech tools, as opposed to having a team that may have consisted of 3 seniors and 10 juniors could essentially be one senior, 2 3 semi semi senior, and then a bunch of AI tools, right? And so I do
Yeah.
think team structures are going to shift a little bit more that way as
But
well.
that's the biggest, like the problem that I'm like also uh watching, like on Reddit, is like there's a lot of subreddits where people are, I cannot get a chance to, like, I just finished college, I cannot get a chance to get hired because like everything is AI on my level. Everything is like, yeah, but I think
Yeah,
like you need to change the shift. Is like, okay, then learn AI, like go
yeah,
into that. Yeah, like maybe you are a junior, like whatever marketing, but like you need to learn AI, what's possible,
yeah,
and then you will be valuable. If you're just like, oh, I learned this from in the college and like now AI is where it is, yeah, it's a valid reason that you are probably not be made it. So I think
yeah.
just
It is.
that's also a big shift, not just like
Yeah,
where in our space, but overall. So
yeah. It is one of those things though that I guess for younger generations, I feel very old when I say that, but I feel like that'll be easier for them to do. The reason for that is just because AI in that sense and the actual day to day use of it is not just something in the professional world. It's not something you get introduced to when you're out of college and walk into your first job. It's like no, like, kids are doing homework with AI. Like so, I think there's in that sense, I'm trying to find like a another example of like a trend and that which was something that you needed to master before you got into the workspace. You had to make a conscious effort to do it. I feel like here it's kind of the other way around, where people who grow up with it, they're just going to be more inclined. Like it's part of their day to day already. People use AI all the time. Isn't it the most visited site at this point, or something along those lines? Like it's it's so embedded in the daily life that in that sense, I think it's not going to be that difficult of a bridge to cross. But that doesn't take away the whole over reliance on it. That I do think is going to be an issue. So the context gap, I guess I'm less concerned of folks coming into the workforce and saying, "Uh oh, I don't know AI and I need to know it." I think there probably is and was sort of a subsection of a generation that was kind of in that in between era, let's say, where it was not fully incorporated in the school programs and in the day to day life, but it was becoming very big in the professional sector. I think now it's kind of all over. So I do feel for those, again, those younger generations. They're going to have they're going to have that AI affinity from a very young age. So there's going to be less of an issue there, but they run that risk of over
yeah,
reliance.
taking us
But
back to like what we expect in 2026 in the RevOps space. What I think also will be is like more urgent requests. Like everything will be like a fire drill from the
okay,
like the client to the agency. Why I think that is because like people will and we started with that. It's like they will think that like you can just knock it off in a day or two because you have AI tools. So it's
okay,
like, okay,
yeah,
can we get this urgent? Can you analyze our ad spend and give us the strategy deck, whatever? Like, can you do it in 2 days? Why not? Like, you have AI tools. People are skilled in AI,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think that's something that it's a like a bold, maybe bold prediction, but I think
No, but I get it.
it's
Yeah, it's kind of like what we were saying. The benchmark gets raised, right? Like what was considered exceptional will be more and more considered the norm. And yeah, no, I think it's a good point. People will become less patient the more the more that becomes the norm. So yep, so that's fun. More fire drills and more immediate things to do. That's
yeah.
looking
And then
ahead
like
positive.
more like uh customer service stuff will be handed off to AI as like in
Sure.
2025 it started. What I'm now seeing in 2026 is just like everything is AI driven. I just like
Yeah.
had a call. I needed to like do something for my kid, and there was like I called the phone, and it was I immediately know it was AI, and it was like,
I
can
hate
I
that.
help you? I'm an assistant. La, la. I was like, can I talk to a real person? and he just repeated everything that it already said. And I was like,
Oh God.
I'm not doing this. It's so
Yeah.
I think that will be something that maybe annoys a lot of people. Whoever gets it the best probably will
Yeah.
try, but I'm seeing that more and more in 2026.
Yeah.
What about you?
That could be
Did you
one.
had
That could be
something?
another one of those that, hey, by the end of the year, that might become the norm. Now, if I pick up the phone, I hear that, ugh, like you said, I hate it. I would hang up. It's like, nope, I need to talk to a real person. I feel like there's a very good chance that by the end of this year, there's been improvements on that. It's just everywhere. That it's just the most normal thing in the world. I'm calling to make a restaurant reservation, and I'm just chatting with an AI bot, and I don't think twice about it. That could very well be one of those. Yeah, but cool. Right, Stefan. Just yeah, I feel like we chatted through a lot here. More importantly, what we haven't chatted about yet is our beer reviews, and I guess along the same lines of how we look back at RevOps marketing in 2025. It's episode 10, so we've reviewed in total around 20 beers already, which is kind of a lot if you think about it. Um, Before we review today's beer, do we pick a winner? Do we both have a favorite of the last year of our initial 10 selections that we want to call out as the 2025 winner? And if so,
Yeah.
what is yours?
So mine will be the Mascaron with Goblet collaboration.
The goblet. All
The
right.
beer is named Warrior. It's a Mountain Pale Ale, 5.6 ABV, and I just love it. I was recently going to Zagreb where I bought it, and they said that they're out of it. So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's, yeah. What about you?
that was your winner. So so say it again. What was the name? Goblet.
Mascaron with Goblet collaboration, and the beer name was
Mascaron goblet.
Warrior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I had to look through the ones I reviewed. I have to say the my top one is the Triple Carmelite. It's a Belgian beer, strong one, bit of a light vanilla caramel flavor, but not too strong at all. It's honestly one of the very best beers in the world, in my opinion. So if you're able to get your hands on it, which for me currently where I'm living is tricky, but every time I do, it is a blessing. So Triple Carmelite, that is the 2025 winner. I know we discussed this 2026. We're gonna make it a bit more structured to actually give our beers a score, so that at the end we actually have the actual ratings to pull up. So with that said, what is your first 2026 beer, and what do you rate it out of 5? We're doing.
Okay, I have the can. So there's a can. And I already drink it like probably last weekend. So the beer name is Beretta Brewing Company. That's the company, and the beer name is Crying in the Tap Room. So
Okay, I
why
thought I read that
crying?
wrong.
Because it's a heavily hopped triple IPA, 9.4, and
9.4.
yeah, but I would say like it's amazing. So I would give it like 4.6 out of 5.
4.6. All right,
Four
starting
4.6 out
strong.
of 5. Yeah. What
Okay.
about you?
I think I'm going to follow you with that trend of I'm going to start very strong, and this might be my 2026 winner. I have the bottle here. I've not opened it yet because it's a big one, and you kind of have to drink it all at once, and it's a Thursday. Gouden Carolus Classic. So Gouden Carolus, it's actually from my hometown, Mechelen, Belgium. Not biased. It is literally one of the best beers in the world. It's won several awards of being the best beer in the world. Um, Multiple variations of it, classic, triple being the two most common ones. I love both. I don't think there's a beer that I like more than this. So I'm almost inclined to just give it a 5, but you can't do that. You always have to give a little bit of room. So I'm going to go even higher and say a 4.8 and put some money on the fact that, hey, this might be the best beer of the year. For me, it is so far, but we're going to be experimenting quite a lot this year and see if anyone can challenge it. So
Yeah,
there it
I,
is.
thi- I
Garda
think
Carolus Classic.
I need to get like beers that are not IPAs, because like I need to do more styles, because
I got to
that's
switch it up. I
like
got to
my
do the other way
judgment will
around.
be then
I gotta
better. Like
I
maybe
gotta try
a
a couple
pale
of
ale or a
IPAs.
pilsner is better, and the ones that you and like this one that you just showed, yeah, you need to bring me one so when we
Yeah.
see each other, because I never tasted it, and if it's like one of the best one that you think, I surely want to try that one. Yeah.
Okay. No, we're bringing a bottle. I know. We're seeing each other in May, I think. So yeah, we'll get a couple of bottles ready. Cool. All right, Stjepan, I think we can close the loop on today's podcast. It was a good, yeah, it was a good time to review 2025, looking ahead. Looking forward also to upcoming episodes. We're going to have a lot more guests on, invite folks from all over and different industries and share more insights. So yeah, looking ahead to it. Guys, as always, just reach out on LinkedIn, wherever, if there's specific topics you want us all to talk about. But yeah, I'll say it again, closing the loop on this. And we'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.